Hi guys, welcome to another interesting episode of Gist with Esse. Please don't forget to create a watch party if you're joining us on Facebook so your friends can join us live. And remember, you can also send in your questions for our guests. And if you'd like to call to speak to our guests, the number to call on WhatsApp is +447464951641. Okay, our guest today is Ruth OJAYS. She's the CEO of Esse Naturals, a company that produces different flavors of kunu. Hmm. I've never had any other flavor of kunu apart from the original, but she's going to take us through her journey and how she got started in the kunu business as a one-man business, and then how she graduated to becoming an employer of labor. Okay, guys, so let's bring our guests. Hi, Ruth. Hello, welcome to Gist with
Hello, good
Essay.
evening. Thank
Good
you very
evening.
much.
How are you? How's your day been? I hope it's not too stressful for you today.
It has been really stressful. I had some work production earlier in the day, so
Oh, okay, that's great. That means business is good, yeah?
yes, we thank God.
Okay. All right, so quickly, can you tell us a bit about yourself?
Okay, well, obviously my name is Ruth. I am a graduate of Ahmadu Bello University, graduated with a 2-1, and I studied business administration. And of course, the CEO, Esse Natural. I'm a mom, a mother of 2 boys. So yes, that's
Wow.
me.
Okay, so take us through your job hunting experience after graduation. Because that's not the normal thing, yeah? You
Mm.
graduate and then you start to look for a job. Tell us, how did that go?
Um, well, for starters, I have more of this entrepreneurial spirit, but then to
Okay.
follow the normal protocol of graduation and you look for job, so I had to go through that. The first test I wrote was with KPMG. That didn't come out successful, and then I wrote another test with Coca-Cola. That too was not successful, and so I had to just drop that stress of job hunting. Meanwhile, while I was doing all of that in 2000 and say 2011, 2009, 2011, I I started makeup. I used to be a makeup artist, so I was doing makeup. So when the job hunting didn't go quite well, I delved into that fully. So let me start doing this at least to earn something and not just stay idle. But then that did not come out well. It's not as if um I didn't know the trade. No, I did. But then the pricing was not encouraging at all. People like good stuff for cheap value. And that cannot, as a business administrator, you know that you have to give value for money. I was giving value, but then the money was not enough. And so I had to drop that too.
Okay, so why did you decide to go into Kunu business? Yeah, so I said, why did you decide to go into Kunu business? Why Kunu?
I can't hear you.
Why Kunu business? Why did you choose Kunu?
Okay. Um, I heard you. It's did I really have something that led me to it? No, it was just an idea that struck, and then I acted on it.
Okay.
Truthfully, I just sat down at the same spot I am making this video. and the idea struck. Immediately struck, I stood up. So it's not like it struck, I sat down, carry pen and paper, I started writing. Okay, no, mm-mm. It just struck. I stood up from this position and I went out. I didn't know where I was going to. But the point is, I had to go out there and get my market ready. So I went out, I started discussing with some people, and I asked them, okay, do people sell stuff in here? They said no. And no, they said yes, that people sell stuff here. So if I want to sell anything, I can just bring anything and come and sell. I said, fine. So that was how, after I did that market research, I came back home. I had 2005. So I went to the market immediately. I bought bottles. I bought I initially wanted to do just Kunu. Why it interested me for just Kunu is that I the last time I took Kunu was more than 20 years ago that I took Kunu. So I was like, okay, there may be people like me that have not taken this drink for a very long time. So let me also help this one to come back to that very nourishing drink. So I said, let me start doing kunu. So I bought some kunu ingredients. Funny enough, I've never done kunu in my life. That was my first time, my first attempt. So I called my mom. I said, how do they do kunu? And she gave me directions. Do it like that, do it like this, and after I did it, there was a step in which everything went wrong. It was not the way, when you are looking through a recipe book and they say do it like this, it will turn out like this. And then you do it, it doesn't turn out like that. So I was discouraged. I started crying. I said, oh God, what kind of problem is this? Have I not wasted this money like this? I was I was feeling so low and downhearted. So I called her back. She gave me some tricks how to maneuver everything and it worked. I took Tukuno out the very next day. So we're talking about thinking of a plan today, doing your market research today, starting the business tomorrow. That was what basically happened with me. So I didn't give it any space at all for long thinking or not thinking at all. I just went ahead with the plan and it worked. The first day I took the Kuno out, they loved it. They bought everything. I sold, I did 15 bottles that day. I sold all of them. So I was like, wow, okay, this is good. This is your motivation. So I went back the next day. And it was the next day I went back that they were asking me that, there's this other drink that people sell. What's the name again? And I said, Tiger Nut. They said, yes, Tiger Nut. Don't I do it? I said, I can do it. I know how to do it. You want it, I'll make it. They said I should do it and bring. Meanwhile, I had been making tiger nut at home. So there's one of this my neighbor that used to buy from me. If I make it, I used to make it personally just to drink on my own. So she will say when I make it, I should give her an ever bottle. She's going to buy for his son. Then whenever she takes it, she's like, Ruth, why not sell this thing to people? It's really nice. Then my question to her all the time used to be, where do I take it to? Who do I sell to? And she will not say anything. So when I now made the tiger nut, I took it out. I also sold out. I said, okay, this is the beginning. Let's do this. So every time I kept selling, every time I went out, the goal was to sell out because these are actually natural products. I don't put preservatives in my product. I don't pasteurize them. It is made, the juice is extracted, and then it is consumed. There's nothing added, just extraction of juice and consumption. So it was my target that if I go out, I have to finish selling this thing so that people enjoy the freshness and all. That was how I kept growing, growing, and growing until I got to the stage where there was that interview that went viral on the internet.
What led to that interview? That interview was with who?
Well, funny enough, I keep looking at. I keep. It was with a certain Mr. Yemi Shodimu. He's an OAP.
Yeah.
He's an OAP. He's an actor. So that particular day, I think it was a day to Salah. Salah was Friday. That day was a Thursday. I don't usually go out on Thursday. So I thought to myself, I said, okay, Salah is Friday. Oh. Why not go and make some money? Because by Friday, they'll finish spending their money. And then when I decide to come out on Monday, they'll tell you that they are broke. So let me go and collect my own share. And then they can go and do their Salah. That was how I took my goods out, took my cooler, I stole. And to God be glory, that day I made such huge sales. So it was that joy I was coming out with. So he was driving out of the estate where he resides and he saw me. I was already walking. He called me back. He said, what am I selling? I said, Tiger milk. He said, can he have one? How much? I sold for him. So I was already leaving again when he called me back. He started asking me questions and I answered the questions. He let me go again, but he was still parked there staring. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, why is this man staring? He has bought. What is the problem? I was attending to other people that were wanting to buy. So he came down from the car. He brought out his phone. He now asked me that, can he video my product? I said, it's fine. There's no problem. I thought he even wanted to do a video of the cooler that I was carrying.
Okay.
I didn't know that he was bringing it to my face. And so if you notice in the beginning of that interview, you notice in the beginning of that interview, it was like I was laughing. And then at a point, I just had to be serious because I noticed he started asking serious questions. So that was how that interview came about. So he finished whatever he was doing and I left. He drove and came to meet me again. He said, sorry, I forgot to ask you your name. So I told him my name. And that was how everything changed for me. I was not expecting what came after that. To me, it was just a harmless interview. It was okay. The day he uploaded it, it was Facebook. I just got maybe 5 to 10 calls. Then the next day, everything changed. I was receiving almost 50 calls per day. And then you're on one call, there's another call waiting. And so many people came to my aid financially. They advised me intellectually in different ways. There were those that just came to my aid, and I'm very grateful that I had that opportunity because the business would not have gotten to this stage if not for that particular interview.
Yes, I agree with you. But if you had not persevered and if you had not kept motivating yourself, you wouldn't have gotten to that point where you met the OAP, and all that. I'm sure he saw your joy and that's what attracted him to you to call you and ask you, what do you sell? Because more than selling a product, how you sell the product actually matters to people as well. Okay, so if you have two people selling kunu and one is smiling and the other one is frowning, I'm going to buy from the person that is smiling. You get me? Before I get to even know the quality of what they're selling. Yeah, so I'm sure that that's your attitude that day was what attracted him because
Yeah,
he asked you what you're selling, meaning he didn't know what you were selling. You get me? So it was your attitude that attracted him to you
I
and led
see.
him to ask all those questions. So after that point, before you met this OAP,
I think
you
so
it
too.
was a one-man business, right? After you met him and your interview went viral and all of that, you moved to become an employer of labor. Yeah, was that how it happened? Or were you already employing people to help you, with the business before you met him?
Yes, I do. Yes.
I think were you already with people? Did you already have employers before that episode, or it was after the episode you decided to expand?
Yeah. Yes, he did not, because we've never met before on a one-on-one basis. So yes, he didn't know what I was selling.
Okay, so I'll move on to the next question. Okay, so viewers, if you've got questions you want to ask Ruth OJs, please drop them in the comment section, or if you would like to call in, the number to call again is +4474 641 64951 641. I'll take that again. +4474 64951 641. And you can speak to our guest directly. Yeah, so when you started the business, did you think it was going to be a temporal business? Like, okay, I need to make money, you know, I need to meet my financial needs. So let me just do this pending the time I get something better? Or did you already know from the beginning that you were going to do it long term?
I didn't know I was going to do it long term, because one is never really too certain of how something will turn out. And so the mindset, there were a lot of circumstances surrounding my selling kunu, some of which I will not mention here because it's quite private. But then for those that I can tell, I would say yes. It started like, let me make this money and take care of myself. But then along the line, something changed. Like, I started to find joy in hard work, because I saw that if you are into the right type of work or business, you would look beyond the financial gains of it. And so I picked interest. So it was now more, it was not even up to 3 months when I moved from looking for the financial benefits to how I can satisfy my customers more, because I noticed they were really enjoying it. They are still enjoying it. So I asked myself, how do I keep these people to my product, and then how do I make them to continue enjoying it? And that was where the joy came. You know, when you cook and you see people licking their fingers because of your food, when you are cooking again, the first thing that comes to your mind readily is not the money they're going to pay for that food, but the enjoyment they derive from eating your food. You gain that inner satisfaction knowing that people enjoy what they are taking from you. So that was now the new motivating factor. I liked the reaction I was getting from people. I wanted to sustain that reaction. And that was what kept motivating me, even till today. Yes, the financial gains are there, but that is not what motivates me. It is their satisfaction, their likeness for the product that keeps me going.
Okay, so what are the challenges that you face in your business? And when these challenges come, what motivates you? What, motivates you to keep going despite the challenges?
Um, are we talking of now or before?
Now, because your business definitely has expanded. Yeah, so
It has expanded. So the basically the challenge is, okay, people now know us. A lot of people know us. So it's now how we can distribute this product to them. How do we distribute so people can get it? Because there are even some in the UK that say, oh, they want to drink, they want to taste the product. How do they get it? But the challenge is, how do I get it over there? Or how do I get it down to the UK? Even those in the US, they're saying, some of them come to my DMs, they're still waiting. Some places in Nigeria too, they're asking, take for example, Abuja and some other states, how do I send it down to them? So that is a challenge moving the product out of Lagos. Because for those that are already in Lagos, okay, they can enjoy however they want. It is not a problem satisfying customers who request for it in Lagos. challenge is getting the product to people outside Lagos and even outside of Nigeria. And then, okay, let me not go there because I think I should answer that in the next question. So let's leave
Okay,
it for the
so
next
here,
question.
here's my thing. You on your
And then to sorry,
profile.
another challenge is even even if we in Lagos too that we have that network to distribute the product, we still need those that can work.
Okay, so on your profile, you say that it's there are no preservatives. Yeah, so what's the shelf life of the kunu that you make? How long can it last? Even if you have to store it in the refrigerator, how long does a bottle of kunu last?
I didn't get your question. The network interrupted what you said.
Okay, your kunu has no preservatives, right? It's all natural, no preservatives whatsoever. So how long does a bottle last? If I were to buy a bottle from you now, how long can I store it before it expires?
A bottle of kunu can stay up to 2, 3 weeks.
Did you say 6 weeks?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Did you say 6 weeks?
Nope. I said 2 weeks. If preserved right, it can extend into 3 weeks.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's not bad.
There's no preservative. Kunu, you said.
Yeah, the kunu or the tiger nut, so the drinks that you sell, you don't
No,
have any preservative. You use
the tiger
for
nut.
them.
No, no.
Yes, so they can
The
last up
kunu
to 2 weeks.
can stay up. No, the kunu can last 2 to 3 weeks. And the
Okay.
tiger nut, I advise you consume within day 1 to 7.
They want to 7. Okay, great.
Because yes, because the ingredients in it, part of which is coconut. We know coconut has oil. So whatever has oil doesn't last so long. So that's why from that day 1 to 7, it's still a bit fresh. In fact, from day 6, it is assumed that you are supposed to have finished taking whatever quantity of that tiger nut you bought. But for the kunu, oh, it can go as long as possible. It has that endurance. There's no any ingredient that has any oily ingredient in it. So yes, it can last longer than the tiger nut.
Okay, do you supply your products to events, to parties, different kind of events now?
Yes, I do.
Because I think that it will actually be a very good addition to events. People are trying to cut down from a lot of unhealthy, fizzy drinks, yeah. And so since this is natural, it's
Yeah.
actually good for you. I think it's very good for people to start having it at their parties, so that people also have their guests can have healthy choices. Yeah. So very soon, I'm sure that
Mm,
parties, you will be seeing tables of not just Coke and wine. We'll also be getting Kunu and Tiger Nuts being served,
yes.
which is good.
We expect that too.
Okay, so tell us, what's your plan for your business in the next 5 years?
Well, as it is now, like I mentioned, distribution of it outside Lagos, I expect that in the next 5 years we would have worked out a plan as to how to distribute to those outside Lagos, outside Nigeria. And then two, within Lagos, we are looking at getting more workers that can go to places where there's a lot of human crowd, for example, marketplaces. You know, when people go shopping, their first day, they want to drink something. So, like you said, instead of fizzy drinks, they can just go for something healthy and natural to be refreshed. Then, two, we have we have bigger plans. As it is now, I'm talking to you. I'm looking for a way to bring in investors because I think we have plans now that are ready. So we now know our business more. So we're ready to. But these are just a few of them that I can mention.
Okay, Ruth, this has been a very interesting episode. I before I let you go, what advice do you have for who are struggling to find, something to do? People who are still job searching, they've been job hunting for years, nothing is coming up. They've tried different businesses. Like you said, you tried makeup artistry and you didn't really like it. Yeah. Before you decide to go into the canoe business and all of that, what would you advise someone who
Mhm.
is in the same position that you were a couple of years back?
Well, the first thing is the willingness. Are you willing to try something new? And then when we talk about even when you have the willingness, can you do something to push yourself forward to take you to success? Because if I can remember properly, I didn't start by pulling this cart that I was interviewed with. I started by lifting two small coolers, one on my left, one on my right, and walking under the sun. I didn't used to wear face cap. I was walking under the sun. I was marketing my product. Not to talk about the rejection, because there are a lot of people that it's not healthy. They can't take anything just like diet to turn their stomach. Then you start convincing, and then of the day they buy. At least they like it. You will be happy. But then the point is, are you willing to take that step that may seem like some people? You know, some people have this mentality that they are not meant to suffer.
Yeah.
God forbid that I suffer before I attain success. When you have that mentality, you can't succeed. The truth is, not every success comes comfortably. Some comes with a lot of hard work, a lot of diligence, a lot of labor. So by the time we sit down, we are saying, may God forbid that I suffer like this before I get something worth my. I just laugh and I'm like, oh God, are you really serious? And you say you want to be successful. So how will that happen? So if at all there's a willingness to want to break through and be successful, the first thing is let whatever comes, let it come. Just let everything flow. However, your success, if you have to work really hard, let in as much as you are seeing the results. For example, I think I started with 2.5. The first day I sold out, second day, that was how I kept selling. Yes, it was not easy, but in as much as I was seeing results, it kept me going. In fact, it's funny to say that I was running this business alone, from the production to the raw materials, whatever. I acquired everything on my own, and I still wanted to move forward. So on my own, I kept doing it, pushing and pushing and pushing until that gold mine struck that particular day. So if we can push ourselves a little harder, stop limiting yourself and saying you will never suffer. It's not everybody that are meant to enjoy. It's not everybody that are meant to suffer. But if that is how your own is going to come, why not do it? In as much as it is yielding, it is legal, there's nothing shady about it. Why not? Why should you be ashamed of doing it? You should do it. And then again, you don't have to work in an office before you can be successful. I said it in that interview and I still hold that stance. You do not need a white collar job to be successful. You can do something on your own, make it work, push for it. Before you know, you start employing people. I'm employing people. Who would have thought I would become an employer someday? I never dreamt it. I had never dreamt I would become an employer, but I'm employing people now, and I hope to employ more people. That is like by the time you are striving and making something out of whatever you are doing, you're actually creating jobs for more persons. So if more youths are coming out like this to become productive, I don't think we'll be having vices in the society. There will be no time for all this nonsense that's going on social media. So let's learn to not limit our minds to comfortable things. Or I have to sit in an AC. If it's not like this, if it's not like that, it's not meant for me. No. Like for me, I have this inner strength. People that know me, I'm quite strong. I have that endurance. So I went into this and I saw that it suits my kind of person. And that is why maybe the business has endured for this long and will keep enduring by the grace of God. So look at your personality and do something that suits it. If you are not too strong, what can you do that can fit in with your personality? Then work at it, strive at it. It will make sense. It will make sense.
Okay, thank you so much, Ruth OJAYS, for joining us on This with Essay. Today, your story is really inspiring. I keep saying to people, look, you don't have to wait for a white collar job. White collar jobs are not, it's not meant for everybody. You can even have a white collar job and not be successful at it. Okay, so yes, find something that you're passionate about, something you know you would enjoy doing, and then still make money out of it, and then just go for it. It doesn't matter how small you have to start. She said it all. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Just start somehow, somewhere, and keep pushing yourself till you get. You see, the truth of the matter is, you will never get to the point where you're completely fulfilled, because with each milestone you want to go higher. Like now, you started with carrying a cooler, and then you moved on to pushing a cart. Now you employ people to help you out. And then the next stage is you're thinking of how you want to supply outside Lagos and outside Nigeria. So you just keep pushing yourself till you get what you want. So I just want to say a big thank you for coming on the show today. It was great to have you. Thank you so much. And on that note, we would like to say thank you to everyone for joining us on Gist with Essay today. Until next time, remember, stay happy, stay positive, stay mended. Bye.